हेलो एंड गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल फ्रेंड्स। अच्छी सेहत की कामना हम सभी करते हैं, एक हेल्दी लाइफ हम सभी चाहते हैं और हमारी इसी मनोकामना को, इसी इच्छा को पूरा करने के लिए WHO वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की तरफ से एवरी ईयर 7 अप्रैल को सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है, आयोजित किया जाता है वर्ल्ड हेल्थ डे। सो फ्रेंड्स, आज है 7 अप्रैल और आज हम सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं वर्ल्ड हेल्थ डे। सो सुपर पावर ऑथर की टीम बिल्कुल तैयार है विश्व स्वास्थ्य दिवस को सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए। हमारी ये कोशिश है कि हेल्थ के प्रति ज्यादा से ज्यादा जागरूकता फैलाई जाए, ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को बताया जाए और उनके मिथ्स, उनकी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व किया जाए। सो फ्रेंड्स, WHO ने सबसे पहले 1948 में जिनेवा में इसकी स्थापना हुई थी और तब से शुरू हो रखा है, तब से शुरू हुआ है, आयोजित किया जाता है, सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है वर्ल्ड हेल्थ डे। सो इस तरह से 1948 से लेकर के और 2023 में आज हम हैं, तो इसके पूरे 75 इयर्स कंप्लीट हो चुके हैं। तो दोस्तों, ये भी एक खास मौका है, खास दिन है इस दिन को आज अच्छे से सेलिब्रेट करने का, क्योंकि आज हम वर्ल्ड हेल्थ डे की 75th एनिवर्सरी मनाने जा रहे हैं, सेलिब्रेट करने जा रहे हैं। हर साल WHO की तरफ से वर्ल्ड हेल्थ डे पर एक थीम रखी जाती है और इस बार की थीम है हेल्थ फॉर ऑल, मतलब सभी के लिए हेल्थ, सभी के लिए स्वास्थ्य। सो दोस्तों, वर्ल्ड हेल्थ डे को सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए आज हमारे साथ इस स्टूडियो में, इस प्रोग्राम में इनवाइटेड है कुछ एक्सपर्ट्स, कुछ पैनलिस्ट, जिनके साथ हम डिस्कशन करेंगे, चर्चा करेंगे इस टॉपिक पर और आपकी बहुत सारी क्वेरीज और क्वेश्चंस को हम सॉल्व भी करेंगे। सो ये बहुत अच्छा मौका है आपके पास, एक बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है आज की। आज आप एक ऐसा रिचुअल लें जिसे आप अपनी लाइफ टाइम इसको फॉलो कर सके और इसके साथ साथ में अपनी हेल्थ से रिलेटेड आपके कोई भी डाउट है या कोई भी मिथ्स है उसको आप क्लियर कर सके। सो मेरी ऑडियंस से मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि आप जरूर हमारे साथ जुड़िए और अगर आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है, कोई क्वेरी है, सो कमेंट सेक्शन में आप हमारे साथ जुड़ सकते हैं। इसके साथ साथ जो एक्सपर्ट्स आज हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं उनका मैं एक बार इंट्रोडक्शन आपको देती हूँ ताकि आप इजीली उनके साथ कनेक्ट कर पाए। सो हमारे जो फर्स्ट एक्सपर्ट हैं, फर्स्ट पैनलिस्ट जो हमसे जुड़े हैं, शी इज अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट, साइकोथेरेपिस्ट एंड एंटरप्रेन्योर and a mental health advocate. She is the founder of Over a Cup of Tea, a psychological wellness center, which is now is global name for credible and affordable therapy. She has been a 2-time TEDx speaker. She has been an awardee of the Ananya Awards for her noteworthy contribution in the field of mental health. So guys, I would like to invite Charvi Jain. Hi, hello Charvi, how are you?
Hi, very good, very good. Looking forward to this discussion today.
Sure, Charvi. Welcome to this program and we are looking forward to have a great discussion with you. So now friends, समय है दूसरे experts को बुलाने का। So हमारे जो दूसरे expert हैं, जो guest हैं, he is a dentist from Bangalore. He is practicing dentistry since past 12 years and passionate about cosmetic dentistry, smile design and dental implants. He advocates that oral hygiene and dental health are crucial for overall well-being and general health. So I would like to invite Dr. Ganesh Prasad.
Hi Shalini and hi everyone. It's nice to be here and it's a great initiative. Congratulations.
Dr. Prasad, welcome to this program.
Thank you.
And we are looking forward to have a great and thoughtful discussion with you.
Sure. Same here.
Yeah. So friends, अब बारी है हमारे थर्ड एक्सपर्ट को इनवाइट करने की and she is a fitness and sports nutritionist specialist whose aim to make this world a healthier place. She has currently worked with 6,000 plus people and had clients in around 33 countries, made them fitter and healthier. So I would like to invite our third panelist, third expert, Simran Khosla.
Hey everyone, good morning.
How are you?
From the US. Glad to be a part of this discussion and being a part of this panel. So
thank you so much and welcome to this program. Thank you so much.
Well,
So चारवी, डॉक्टर प्रसाद, सिमरन, मैं आपका दोबारा से एक बार स्वागत करती हूँ हमारे पैनल में, हमारे प्रोग्राम में एंड वी आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड कि आपसे हमें बहुत सारी जानकारी, बहुत सारी नॉलेज मिलने वाली है आज इस स्पेशल डे पर। एंड हमारे जो ऑडियंस है उनसे भी मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी, अगर आपके कोई क्वेश्चन है, कोई क्वेरी है, सो फील फ्री, कमेंट सेक्शन आपके लिए ओपन है, आप उनसे हमारे साथ जुड़ सकते हैं, अपने कमेंट्स, अपने क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, मैं आपका क्वेश्चन पिक करूंगी, आपका नेम पिक करूंगी और हमारे एक्सपर्ट्स उसका जरूर आंसर करेंगे। सो शुरू करते हैं आज का सेशन। सबसे पहले तो मेरा क्वेश्चन आप तीनों से ये कॉमन क्वेश्चन है कि ऐसा कहा जाता है कि पहला सुख निरोगी काया, दूजा सुख घर में माया, ऐसा ही कुछ कहा जाता है, बट आई थिंक ये अब आजकल उल्टा हो गया है। आई थिंक पहला सुख घर में माया और निरोगी काया तो आई थिंक दूर दूर तक बहुत देखने को नहीं मिलती है। क्या रीजन है इसके पीछे कि ये बिहेवियर हमारा चेंज हो गया है कि हम हेल्थ के प्रति इतने कॉन्शियस नहीं हैं, या मोस्ट ऑफ पीपल की मैं बात कर रही हूँ कि हम उसको इतनी प्रायोरिटी नहीं देते हैं। चार्वी, मैं आपसे पहले जानना चाहूंगी कि क्या रीजन है इस चेंज बिहेवियर की?
जी, I think I've been privileged enough to be in regular touch with very different generations, from boomers to millennials to even the Gen Z population. So my observation is that as the generation is passing, I feel like it's quite contrary. I think we are becoming more and more conscious about health, but when it comes to the application of it or execution of it, I think that's where somewhere we are faltering, because I think we're becoming very extremist as a generation, especially the upcoming Gen Z population. I think on one end, while we are I think I see more and more youngsters getting more conscious of their health. I see more and more youngsters getting them getting workout as a regular thing in their day-to-day habits. I also see them prioritize their mental health, like they don't shy away from coming to a therapist. But what I see as a contrast is that there seems to be just floating in the in a pendulum. So either they go into like really strict crash diets, to eat healthy, but then it's not sustainable, so they end up binge eating at the end of the day. Similarly, they either work so hard during the week that they end up having burnout, and then during the weekend they completely crash. So I feel like that balance is lacking as in the coming generation. And when it comes to health, I think balance is the key, because we really need to find an amalgamation of habits which are more sustainable in our day-to-day, which can be more consistent.
राइट चार्वी, आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं कि बैलेंस एक रीजन है इसके पीछे कि हम शुरुआत करते हैं हेल्दी डाइट की, हेल्दी रहने की या वर्कआउट की शुरुआत करते हैं, बट वो बैलेंस नहीं बना पाते हैं। हम कभी एक्साइटमेंट में हम शुरू कर देते हैं उस चीज को, फिर उसको पूरा आगे तक फॉलो नहीं कर पाते। ये रीजन है कि आप हेल्दी होते हुए भी, हेल्दी की तरफ जाते हुए भी आप वहाँ पर स्टॉप हो जाते हैं, रुक जाते हैं, और इस वजह से वो लाइफ जो आप जीना चाहते हैं वैसे आपको नहीं मिल पाती। डॉक्टर प्रसाद, मैं आपके व्यूज जानना चाहूंगी कि व्हाट आर द मेजर रीजंस बिहाइंड दिस बिहेवियर कि हम प्रायोरिटी नहीं दे पाते लाइफ को? व्हाट डू यू से?
I totally agree with Ms. Charvi Jain. I don't agree that we are increasingly becoming less conscious about health. It is otherwise, that's what I feel. We are becoming health conscious, but at the same time, there are so many distractions. The fast food, and there are so many things to distract us. Maybe those are also affecting. At the same time, yes, there is a lack of health consciousness in general, but I feel that it's improving. And but this behavior, as you said, is very much prevalent in my field, that is dentistry. People are still very much negligent about their oral health, and why there could be many reasons. We'll discuss about that, I think, in the subsequent discussions.
Simran, what do you say? क्या कहेंगे आप इस बारे में?
I think there are two sides of the coin. There are people who are very health conscious, and there are people who are not. And especially being on a social media platform and doing things there, I see one side we promote fitness, and the other side people promote body positivity, right? The people who are following, right, who get influenced by such people are actually not able to understand that what is health and what is body positivity. So clients who come to me, or people who are there online, if I talk to them, okay, this is what I do when I want to, like, if I see someone online, if I see, our services can help that person, but the replies I sometimes get is that, no, we are fine, we love ourselves, we accept our body. So the concept of health and body positivity has changed, right? Even I see there's a brand that hosts awards every year for influencers or bloggers, and there's the category of body positivity, but there's no category of health and fitness. we are not even considered in that category where we can do actually achieve something, but there's body positivity. Also, at the same time, people are so much involved in their careers, but I feel that there are 12 aspects where everyone should focus on, ranging from your health, mental health, your career, your relationship with your parents, with your partner. I think everything is um, important, but what we have given importance is to our career. I think everyone is so career driven right now that health takes a
जी,
backseat. And I
राइट,
realized that like 7, 8 years back, when I was 22 years old, I realized that, and I was doing CA that time. I was a chartered accountant, and I realized that okay, I don't want to do this because my health is going bad, and that's when I started working on my health. So I think that balance, to create that balance, I actually had to leave one of my career choices to actually do something where I was seeing around everyone is unfit. So I think in the last 7 years, I have seen a lot of growth and a lot of change in people's mindset relating to health, and they have become more health conscious. But again, they're still confused like what to do.
आई थिंक द रेशियो इज 50-50, मतलब काफी लोग कॉन्शियस हो गए हैं। कोविड पीरियड के बाद अगर मैं बात करूं तो उसने काफी कुछ
Mm.
सिखा दिया हमें कि हम कॉन्शियस हो गए, बट फिर भी कहीं ना कहीं लोगों में लैक ऑफ बैलेंस नहीं है, रूटीन में नहीं जा पाते हैं वो, वही जैसे कि सिमरन बता रहे हैं कि ये चीज रहती है। आई थिंक सिमरन, मैं आपसे एक बार और दोबारा पूछना चाहूंगी कि नेचर के बारे में कहा जाता है कि हम नेचर के जितना करीब जाते हैं, जितना पास
Yes.
जाते हैं, हम उतने ज्यादा हैप्पी रहते हैं, उतने ज्यादा हेल्दी रहते हैं। आपका क्या सोचना है इस बारे में? नेचर
I
कितना
think
हेल्प करती है आपको हेल्दी रखने में?
I think every food has a life, and I think I've realized that over past 7, 8 years in my profession that whatever we eat, sometimes we are eating junk or sometimes we are eating healthy. उस टाइम पे तो अच्छा लगता है खाकर. The after effects of it are bad. So even mental health issues, even physical health issues, both can have a very huge impact on the way we eat. Okay, you
राइट।
can't be eating junk and say, oh, this is for to make me feel good. Once in a while, it's fine, but every time if you keep eating that, you actually, the cells in the body are dying. You're not feeding cells good food. And eventually, your stress hormones, your happy hormones, everything is just, stress hormones बढ़ जाते हैं, happy hormones बनते नहीं हैं, workout नहीं हो
डिसबैलेंस
रहा
हो
तो
जाता है। राइट।
हाँ, so that's and the more healthier you eat, the healthy lifestyle you maintain, you stay away from certain foods, especially sugar, your body gets better. And I feel वो चीज़ बहुत ज़्यादा important है। So definitely जितना हम nature के close खाते हैं, जितना हम natural food, fruits, vegetables, unprocessed grains और ज़्यादा नहीं खाते processed food, वो
राइट।
ज़्यादा benefit करता है. That's true, definitely.
चार्वी, वी वांट टू हियर फ्रॉम यू आल्सो।
या आई थिंक नेचर एंड मेंटल हेल्थ का जो लिंक है ये हम आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ अस आर अवेयर दैट देयर इज अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग कोरिलेशन बिटवीन द टू. We know that when we go out in the sunlight, it directly has a positive impact on us. We know that mood also has I mean nature can really impact our mood. So walk pe jana, being in the greens automatically relaxes us quite a bit, and there is a scientific evidence also that nature helps us be more grounded. It can help us be more mindful of the present. The senses of the nature, it can really calm our nerves down. It can bring down the cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone. So definitely being around nature can have a huge impact. In fact, there was a study post-COVID. It was found that people who had access to nature during the lockdown, they were able to cope with the distress or of COVID quite better than the ones who did not have access to nature. But the good part here is that even it was found that even access in physical form is not necessary. Even when we watch let's say a nature related documentary, it can also have a positive impact on us. Or if you're writing a poem about your favorite scenery that you have, that can also sort of have that kind of impact. So it's beautiful, the correlation that exists.
ऑलराइट। सो जैसा आप बता रहे हो कि अगर हम जैसे ऑनलाइन भी देख रहे हैं, अगर हम या फिर स्क्रीन पर हम नेचर देख रहे हैं, तो वो इक्वल इफेक्ट डालता है, जैसे हम इक्वल
Maybe
नेचर
not as
में जा रहे हैं।
Yeah, no, not as equal, but then if you don't have access to, let's say, proximity nahi hai agar nature ka, so even thinking about nature or visualizing yourself taking a walk in nature can also benefit you.
या डॉक्टर प्रसाद, आपसे एक चीज मैं जानना चाहूंगी कि ओरल हेल्थ कितना इम्पैक्ट डालती है हमारी ओवरऑल हेल्थ के ऊपर? सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज ओवरऑल हेल्थ।
जी बहुत ज्यादा. See, just like any other part of the body, oral cavity and teeth, okay, they are also a part of body which people tend to not understand, right? Because there are 32 teeth, people feel ek do chala gaya to kuch nahi hota. Every tooth has its own role, and it's not just about teeth. There are a whole lot of other tissues like tongue, and so I would take this question in 2-3 parts. One of the main important things is the digestion, right? We are what we eat, okay, and not just that, we are what we digest well, right? And the process of digestion starts with oral cavity.
Wow.
So if you're not able to digest properly the food, whatever you eat, which starts with the oral cavity, you're not going to get the full benefits of the nutrients that you're consuming. That's part one. So yeah, if your oral cavity is unhealthy, it can lead to a whole lot of other issues, which unfortunately people don't understand. Okay, people can suffer from digestion problems or any other problems, but the root cause could be in the oral cavity.
Yes.
Okay, that is number one. And number two is the confidence level, and all these issues come into play if the front teeth give the appearance for the face. Okay, that's the main thing that gives you confidence, and your speech and all these things can change according to how your teeth are positioned, right? And other than that, if you lose 1 or 2 teeth, right, it can affect not just the teeth, it can affect entire your jaw and muscles, and a lot of people struggle with backache, neck pain, and whole lot of other issues. So yes, oral health is very much important for your general health. And one more very important aspect is the oral cavity itself can act as a mirror to your overall health, I mean, right? What I mean by that is, if you go to a dentist can find a lot of findings in the oral cavity which is related to your oral health, right? For example, some form of anemia can reflect as a problem or a symptom on the tongue or sign on the tongue. Okay. Right? So by looking at your tongue, the dentist can refer you back to a physician whenever it is needed. So that's why oral cavity is also the mirror of your oral health as well. So there are a lot of issues which are to be considered.
जी 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 एग्जैक्टली, आप सही कह रहे हैं। जो ओरल हेल्थ है आपकी, वो सच में एक मिरर है आपकी ओवरऑल हेल्थ का, क्योंकि वहीं से एक स्टार्टिंग होती है, वहीं से आप अपनी बॉडी में कुछ इनटेक करते हैं माउथ के थ्रू। सिमरन, आपसे मैं एक चीज पूछना चाहूंगी। आजकल का हमारा खान पान चेंज हो गया है, हमारी डेली डाइट चेंज हो गई है। हम रात को देर तक खाना खाते हैं, फिर लेट सोते हैं, कंप्लीटली डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है, हमारी हेल्थ रूटीन कंप्लीटली डिस्टर्ब हो जाती है। सो विच काइंड ऑफ healthy routine should we opt for our healthy life? एक healthy routine क्या होना चाहिए?
healthy routine के बहुत सारे aspects हैं कि सोना टाइम पे है, या खाना क्या खाना है, कितना पानी पीना है, a lot of aspects. So what I feel is that first few things that I follow is that drink enough water, like 3 to 4 liters. हम लोग बचपन से सुनते आ रहे हैं ना, school books also, this much water, but never consciously we paid so much attention. I've realized as we move towards 30 or more than that, right, your body starts reacting a certain way. You need certain things. Exactly. But when you used to eat whatever and used to get away with it, right? Ye kha liya, wo kha liya, whatever. But as you age, the body can't get away with it. You actually, start feeling, your body starts reacting. Unhealthy gut, acne on the face, right? Bloating, digestion issues, so many things that happens, right? And it's not just your skin is going bad, but your internal system is going bad. You're not able to digest food, and that's also a reason, then oral health also comes in place. You're not this bad foul smell. Okay. Second, your mental health is not good because digestion. Kya hota hai, agar brain, your gut is your second brain, right? So whenever gut is not healthy, you're not feeling good. So all these things. So the things that I feel in a healthy routine should be like drinking enough water, again, eating closer to the nature, not having extremely heavy meal at night, staying away from all kind of soda. So my one rule that I really would want to follow myself also is that avoid sugar in any form as you can, like refined sugar. Of course, you can take from fruits and dates and all these things. There's currently a challenge that I'm doing for myself because last month was extremely hectic due to traveling, and I was, eating sugar in bits and pieces. And this month I've just put myself on a challenge that, okay, 30 days of no refined sugar. So that
अच्छा.
includes no tomato ketchup, which has anything that has like sugar ingredient. I'm just completely off it. And
हम्म.
honestly, in the last today is the seventh day. My body has actually feeling so much better. And
Wow.
to follow a healthy routine, you don't have to do anything drastic. You just have to make small, small changes. And I think that's what matters the most. And people, what they do is they start avoiding bananas or potatoes. ये मोटा
हम्म.
कर देंगे, ये अच्छा नहीं है,
हम्म.
इसमें starch है, but they forget the main ingredient that is sugar. Avoid sugar in any form. We go and have a coffee outside, there's loaded sugar in that. We go
Right.
anything you eat, even if you see a packet of chips, though it's salty, but still it has sugar when you read the ingredients. So all these
Right.
things should be taken care of. So everything that has like bits of sugar, if you start avoiding in your life, that one step, you have a healthy body. Honestly, there's nothing else you have to do.
या सो आई मीन सिमरन का ये कहना है कि स्मॉल स्मॉल चीज़ों का अगर आप ध्यान रखेंगे अपनी लाइफ में, उसको रूटीन में लेकर के आएंगे, तो आई थिंक आप हेल्दी लाइफ इजीली जी सकते हैं. आपको इतना ज़्यादा
Yeah.
एफर्ट करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. आई थिंक एफर्ट तो तब होता है जब हम इतना कुछ जंक खा लेते हैं, उसको डाइजेस्ट करने में एफर्ट लगेगा. तो अगर आप हेल्दी रूटीन लेना चाहते हैं तो उसमें कोई एफर्ट नहीं है, सिर्फ स्मॉल चेंजेस आपको लाने हैं. और बहुत सारे हेल्दी ऑप्शंस हमारे पास है जिनको आप अपनी रूटीन में फॉलो कर सकते हैं, जिनको आप ले सकते हैं, इनटेक कर सकते हैं. चारवी मेंटल हेल्थ पर आते हैं. जैसे कि मैंने अभी जिक्र किया था कि कोविड सिनेरियो जो हमारे आया था, तो इसने कंप्लीटली चेंज कर दिया है मेंटल हेल्थ की डेफिनेशन को. आपका क्या कहना है इस बारे में कि व्हाट डू यू थिंक दैट आफ्टर दिस कोविड सिनेरियो व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ मेंटल हेल्थ?
Yes, I think that's so true. Because अब जब भी मुझे कोई पूछता है कि what is the mental health space, how is this space doing in India? How are people looking up to mental health now? I usually refer to like a pre-COVID era and post-COVID era when I'm trying to explain
अच्छा.
the status here. So I think I started practicing about 6-7 years before COVID hit. So I know about that era, and then now it's been 2 years, almost 2.5 years since after COVID. So I see such a stark difference. पहले जब लोग आते थे थेरेपी के लिए तो बहुत ही शश करके आते थे, वो झूठ बोल के आते थे कि मैं शॉपिंग के लिए जा रही हूँ या आई एम गोइंग फॉर अ मीटिंग, तो छुपा के आते थे. बट अब जब लोग आते हैं दे आर नॉट शाइंग अवे, हेजिटेट नहीं कर रहे. आई मीन बहुत ओपनली कूलली बोल रहे कि नहीं, आई एम गोइंग फॉर थेरेपी. आई सी दैट एज अ बिग चेंज. सेकेंडली, पहले क्या होता था, जब ओनली व्हेन यू हिट अ क्राइसिस, जब आप सब कुछ ट्राई कर चुके हो, कुछ भी हेल्प नहीं किया, नाउ यू आर लाइक फीलिंग रियली हेल्पलेस एंड अब यू लाइक कि चलो ठीक है, अब ये भी ट्राई कर लेते हैं एज अ लास्ट रिसोर्ट. तो तब जनरली लोग आते थे व्हेन दे आर इन अ really bad shape. But now I see that people are getting more aware and they're also understanding that I don't have to wait until I hit rock bottom. I can go and seek help even if my problem is not as serious or severe. I can go even if I'm dealing with certain challenges in my day-to-day lives. It's okay to seek professional help. And I see that also as such a big silver lining that has come out of COVID, because of the awareness. And I think media has also started giving it importance that it deserves. Pehle hum baat hi nahi karte the, but now I think all of us are talking about mental health. In fact, it is becoming a cool thing to go to a therapist.
Exactly.
So some lot of good things have come out of that period, which is I think I'm just grateful that more and more discussions are happening. Like today we are doing this panel discussion and you've
Exactly.
included like the psychologist, and that is also such a big milestone.
सिमरन, आई थिंक कोविड सिनेरियो ने हमारी फिटनेस और हेल्थ को लेकर के हम जो सोचते थे, जो हमें और कॉन्शियस बना दिया है. आपका क्या कहना है?
Yes, definitely. I think the rise in the number of queries, the rise in the number of people that I handle and the clients I actually helped in that period was tremendous. And then, because people were at home, there was no access to any Zomato, Swiggy, they couldn't order food. So everyone started eating at home. And people by eating at home only lost weight without even taking any consultation because they realized that homemade food को इतनी importance देते नहीं थे. I think even if our parents' generation has changed, sometimes they also like eating out. And I feel that unki generation specifically is the most troubled generation because they actually didn't see a time where our grandparents were, eating healthy. They saw a transformation of us inclined towards junk. So actually they couldn't make a balance. And because of that, things didn't develop in them. Of course, there are people who are still, eating only ghar ka khana, but I feel things for parents have also changed. I feel that obesity rate coming to our parent generation is even higher than what we face because they were not very, very healthy. They didn't focus on themselves because they were still in a phase of, making, that struggling of, building a house or, settling things in life and everything. And our
Exactly.
generation is still blessed where, okay, everything is done, we can still focus on ourselves. Right. And that's India, shifting to a new country altogether. I last year I felt that, here people actually take care of themselves. In America, of course, it's one of the most obese countries, and you see, but the place where when there's young population, people are absolutely fit. And I'm stunned because even school kids till, oldish people, everyone would be there on a running track in the morning, 7 a.m. Like things have changed. But in India, if you see that,
Hmm.
it's still not there. So
Right, right.
बहुत ज़्यादा disparity है अभी भी लोग ज़्यादा follow नहीं कर पाते हैं. So yeah.
या कुछ कुछ पॉजिटिव चेंजेस हैं तो कुछ नेगेटिव भी हैं जो अभी भी बने हुए हैं, सो आई थिंक
Yes.
टाइम लगेगा उसको चेंज होने में।
कोविड के
अ,
बाद तो आई फील दैट चीजें बदली हैं
हम्म,
बट बहुत ज्यादा बदली हैं आई फील फॉर द हेल्थ इंडस्ट्री ऑल्सो बिकॉज लोगों को
हम्म,
लगा कि कोविड आ गया है वी हैव टू स्टे हेल्दी बट अगेन देयर आर थ्योरीज की जो फिट था वो भी मर गया है सो व्हाट्स द पॉइंट यू ओनली लिव वंस कुछ
हम्म।
भी खा लो सो अभी भी बहुत ज्यादा लाइक कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग ओपिनियंस और व्यू
अलग-अलग
पॉइंट्स हैं
सिनेरियोज़ हैं, सबकी
यस
अपनी-अपनी मेंटल हेल्थ के अलग-अलग सिनेरियोज़ हैं, जिसको
यस
जिस जो कंफर्टेबल लग रहा है उस हिसाब से लोग अपनी सोच बनाते हैं, बट ये चीज़ है कि हमें कोविड पीरियड का दोबारा वेट नहीं करना है, हमें हेल्दी लाइफ की ओर अग्रसर होना है, चाहे
यस
किस तरह का भी पीरियड आए, लेकिन हेल्दी लाइफ की तरफ जागरूक होना, उस तरफ अवेयर होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। डॉक्टर प्रसाद, मैं आपके पास आती हूँ, अब ये पूछना चाहती हूँ आपसे कि जैसे हम अपना फुल बॉडी हेल्थ चेकअप करवाते हैं, हम शुगर लेवल, अपना बीपी, ये सब चेक करवाते हैं फ्रीक्वेंटली, बट ऐसा देखा गया है कि ओरल चेकअप काफ़ी फ्रीक्वेंटली नहीं होता है, मतलब इतना कॉमन नहीं है, इतना सुनने में नहीं आता। सो ऐसा क्या है? क्या रीज़न है इसका? और ये क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है? और अगर हमें करवाना चाहिए, तो किस ड्यूरेशन से करवाना चाहिए? ये 2-3 चीज़ें मैं एक साथ पूछना चाहती हूँ आपसे। जी।
जी आपने सुना नहीं इसका रीजन ये है कि देयर इज लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस फॉर श्योर बट इट इज रिकमेंडेड दैट यू सी योर डेंटिस्ट वंस इन 6 months ओके साल में 2 बार दैट ट्रांसलेट्स टू वंस इन 6 months राइट तो इसका रीजन ये है कि इफ यू सी योर डेंटिस्ट वंस इन 6 months राइट even if there is a small cavity in your mouth or on your teeth it can be handled then and there okay if a cavity is left untreated it will continue to grow deeper and deeper and usually people go to a dentist when they develop symptoms when they get pain or when they get swelling and whenever that happens so yeah like any disease dental problem should be can be handled better if they are detected at the early stage. That's why we recommend that you see your dentist once in 6 months. And also, just like how your vehicles need servicing, right? Your teeth also require some sort of servicing. That is cleaning, and we call it oral prophylaxis, right? That has to be done once in 6 months. So unfortunately, there is no knowledge about this among the public.
Exactly.
And unfortunately and people go to a dentist at the last moment that can be avoided.
जी, सो फ्रेंड्स अपनी फुल बॉडी हेल्थ चेकअप करवाते हैं, उसके साथ साथ अपने ओरल हेल्थ चेकअप करवाना भी उतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि जैसा कि हमने स्टार्टिंग में बताया था कि क्योंकि इंटेक हम यहीं से करते हैं, तो इस चीज़ को बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आप इसको भी पूरी तरह से हेल्दी रखें और क्लीन रखें। चारवी, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगी कि जैसे कि आपने बताया मेंटल हेल्थ की इम्पोर्टेंस और डिटेल में आपने बताया इस चीज़ को, लेकिन फिर भी आज भी ये जो मेंटल हेल्थ सब्जेक्ट है, ये इग्नोर्ड सब्जेक्ट मैं कहूँगी इसको। इग्नोर्ड इसलिए है क्योंकि इस पर बात करने से हम झिझकते हैं, हम शर्माते हैं, हम बात नहीं करना चाहते और ज़्यादा बात करते हैं तो लोग इरिटेट हो जाते हैं। तो हमें ऐसा क्या करना चाहिए या किस तरह से हम लोगों को अवेयर कर सकते हैं कि मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में लोग आगे से आगे बात करें, चढ़ा के बात करें, क्योंकि कोई भी इश्यू होता है जब तक वो रिजॉल्व तब तक नहीं होगा जब तक हम उस पर बात नहीं करेंगे। मतलब प्रिकॉशन और उसका जो इलाज है वो तो बाद में आता है, पहले हमें इस पे बात करनी होती है। तो कैसे हम लोगों में ये अवेयरनेस लाए, मेंटली उनको स्ट्रांग बनाए कि आप मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में बात कर सको, क्या कहते हैं?
आई थिंक वी नीड टू लुक इनटू कि हमें क्या स्टॉप करता है मेंटल हेल्थ रिलेटेड इश्यूज के बारे में बात करना. एंड व्हेन आई थिंक अबाउट दैट, आई थिंक आई कम अक्रॉस सो मेनी पीपल, कितने सारे लोग मेरे पास आते हैं कि बताते हैं कि जब उन्होंने अपनी परेशानी या स्ट्रगल किसी के साथ शेयर किया तो उन्हें बताया गया कि इट्स ऑल इन योर हेड, यू नो, आप इमेजिन कर रहे हो, इट्स ओके, इट्स नॉट अ बिग डील, okay, why don't you just go have a nice weekend with your friends, it will be fine. Or you know, get up in the morning. I think हमारे parents का favorite line है कि you know, start waking up in the morning, everything else will be fine. You know, so कई बार जब हम express करते हैं कि हमें ये हो रहा है, I think when it comes to mental health related issues, वो कई बार dismiss हो जाता है, right? लोग हमें seriously नहीं लेते, and it's almost like mental health issues because हम उन्हें टेस्ट नहीं कर सकते, it's invisible, it's almost considered that it doesn't exist, that it's all in our head. And I think ये awareness काफ़ी ज़रूरी है कि mental health issues exist, ये real है, this is not something that we make it up in our head. And now luckily there are ways that people are finding ways to test it also, because we're able to test the chemicals that go up and down whenever we are you know, in distress, or when our stress level goes up. Now there are ways to even measure cortisol levels, so hopefully down the years maybe we'll be able to measure at least some parts of it. But until then, you know, if somebody is expressing something to you, I think as an individual, you know, the least we can do is take it seriously and, you know, not dismiss it or brush it off. Secondly, I think there is also this this notion, this myth that exists, where people think कि mental health issues, you know, generally जो लोग deprived है, maybe very majorly deprived, maybe materialistically, or you know, people think कि economic, you know, what economic class you belong to also has a impact. You know, usually people who are, let's say, homeless, उन लोगों को mental health issues हो सकते हैं, whereas people who have materialistically they are quite okay, उनको तो हो ही नहीं सकता. I think ये भी काफी myth है, because of which whenever somebody comes and says that okay, I am feeling very very anxious, they're like okay, but you have everything, you know, what's there to be anxious about? So I think luckily a lot of celebrities are coming up and, you know, they're owning up to their own stories.
Exactly.
Really glad that, you know, Deepika Padukone has, you know, I think really owned her narrative and shared it openly, you know, with the world, that okay, that she also went through a phase of a depressive episode. So I think more and more of us, you know, should be talking about our own individual struggles and stories that can help people to recognize that yeah, mental health does not discriminate, you know, किसी को भी हो सकता है. Just like when it comes to physical ailments, ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई भी physical issues सिर्फ कई, you know, एक population को होता है and दूसरे को नहीं होता. And also, like, if, you know, any person, even if they come for a minor issue, like अगर मेरी friend मेरे पास आती है कि I'm feeling feverish, I'm not going to tell her that hey, big deal, just go about your day, you know, it's in your head. I will sort of maybe ask her, do you need medication? Do you want to go see a doctor? Do you want to sit down and rest? You know, so why can't we do that when somebody comes to us talking about their mental health related struggles? So because this doesn't happen, I think people really shut down because they feel like nobody is really understanding them. So they isolate themselves even more. And that's how I think we are just living in boxes, not sharing what we are going through, and feeling more and more alone and isolated.
आई थिंक हमें सबसे पहले तो इस सिचुएशन को, इस कंडीशन को एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए. अगर जैसा आपने बताया चार्वी की फ्रेंड अगर हमें आके कहती है कि इस तरह की मुझे प्रॉब्लम है, मेंटल प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, क्योंकि वो क्लियरली नहीं बताते हैं. वो बात हो गई कि वो झिझकते हैं, शर्माते हैं, वो कुछ हिंट देते हैं, लेकिन हमें इस चीज को एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए ताकि सामने वाले को वो पावर मिले कि हाँ मैं फेथ मिलता है, उसको ट्रस्ट होता है कि हाँ मैं इन्हें अपनी बात बता सकती हूँ. तो ये भी एक मेजर रीजन होता है कि मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में हम ज्यादा बात नहीं करते, क्योंकि हमें लगता है कि हमें इस बात को कोई एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगा. सो फ्रेंड्स, अगर आप भी क्रॉस होते हैं इस चीज से कि कोई अगर आपको आकर के मेंटल हेल्थ की कोई प्रॉब्लम बताता है या मेंटली कोई ऐसी चीज आपसे डिस्कस करता है, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू शुड एक्सेप्ट. आपको उनकी चीज को एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए, सुनना चाहिए शांत से बैठ करके. ये नहीं कि आप उसको बिल्कुल कहते हैं ना चार्वी, आई थिंक एकदम झूठा ही सामने वाले को बता देते हैं कि ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं. बट इस तरह का मिथ नहीं होना चाहिए, आपको एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए. तभी आई थिंक इस तरह के लोग सामने आएंगे और अपनी बात को कहने में पूरी तरह से कॉन्फिडेंट होंगे कि हाँ मैं इस चीज को कह सकता हूँ और इसका सोल्यूशन भी है हमारे पास. अगला क्वेश्चन मैं आप तीनों से करना चाहूंगी कि हमारी गवर्नमेंट, जिससे हम आज ये डे सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, WHO बहुत सारे कैंपेन्स चलाता है और बहुत सारे इनिशिएटिव्स लेता है, लेकिन आज भी इंडिया में और बाहर भी ऐसे बहुत सारे कोने हैं, बहुत सारे ऐसे कॉर्नर्स हैं जहाँ तक ये नॉलेज नहीं पहुँच पाती है, ये फैसिलिटीज नहीं पहुँच पाती है. तो एज अ रिस्पॉन्सिबल सिटीजन हमारा क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन होना चाहिए रिगार्डिंग दिस अवेयरनेस? डॉक्टर प्रसाद, मैं पहले आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी, क्या करना चाहिए हमें?
जी, मुझे लगता है कि सबसे पहले आई थिंक वी शुड इम्प्लीमेंट दीज थिंग्स यू नो विद आवरसेल्व्स। सबसे पहले हमें खुद के अंदर झांक के देखना चाहिए कि क्या हमारे पास हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस है, हैव वी एक्चुअली यूज्ड द फैसिलिटीज प्रोवाइडेड द गवर्नमेंट, एंड उसके बाद आवर फैमिली और क्लोज सर्कल्स, हमें जरूरी नहीं कि हम बाहर जाके सबको बताएं कि ये करो वो करो. If we can influence our own small circles in our own small ways, I think that should be sufficient if everyone does that. And if that really materializes, then you can spread your wings and spread out the message. That's what I think.
आप एक बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट बोला कि हमें पहले खुद को मतलब अपने घर में आप देखिए कि आपने हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस करवाया है कि नहीं. सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज वो है, पहला स्टेप ही ये चीज है. अगर आपने वो करवा रखा है, इस स्टेप को आपने ले रखा है, तो आपने अपनी फैमिली को, अपने आसपास के लोगों को पूरी तरह से सिक्योर किया हुआ है. और आई थिंक अगर हम अपने अपने आसपास के लोगों का ही ध्यान रख ले तो ये सफिशिएंट होगा सोसाइटी में कंट्रीब्यूशन करने के लिए. सिमरन, व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट दिस?
I think I am probably doing my bit in terms when I'm like helping my clients, right? They have actually inculcated very healthy eating habits at their places. So I think if I work with 6,000 people, imagine they have 4 family members. So imagine 24,000 people have already been impacted through that. And what I'm doing with that is because every mother, if I'm treating her child, automatically get those healthy habits. So I'm just trying. And for me, when I'm giving out nutrition plans, and I don't call it like diet plans to lose weight, I call it nutrition plans where there's everything in nutrition. Nutrition is given to you, right? And if they come to me and if they ask what the child wants to eat, what people do these days, okay, a packet of chips or a packet of biscuits or Bonbit or something, but they forget to give an apple because bacha fruits nahi khata. But those habits you have to inculcate. So I think I'm probably doing my bit already, where from one person, I'm actually impacting 4 other people in the family, because whatever food I give to them to like eat, everyone in the family can eat it. So changing few things and slowly impacting more and more people, and definitely through social media or through people and through contribution to ways, or going to NGOs or something. I've gone to like blind schools. I've gone to places where I've actually talked about eating healthy, serve them good food, try to explain that, okay, this should be a part of life for everyone on this planet. And definitely, as and when, I also, grow in my profession and do certain things, definitely would want to go and do more for the society. But right now, from my reach and from my power, whatever I have, whatever little thing I have, I'm just trying to do my bit through that.
Yeah. So, Charvi, we want to hear from you also.
Yes, I think as Mr. Dr. Prasad pointed out that, and I think we need to first work on ourselves individually. So maybe we can work on being better listeners and being more empathetic, just like we talked about. Maybe we can be less dismissive when people come and tell us what they're going through. कई बार हमारे habit होता है कि we say कि अच्छा ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है, look at that person is going through something so much worse than you, so you don't feel bad. तो ये भी बहुत dismissive होता है, because there is no comparison. That person is still feeling what they are feeling, and आपके इस comparison से this person will probably feel worse about feeling sad.
Yeah, that is equally important.
Yeah. So I think being better listeners, being more empathetic, and as Simran pointed out, the way we show ourselves on social media, like right now we just show the glamorous aspects of ourselves. We post the best pictures of ourselves and the best moments and best times. So maybe we can also be mindful about showing the other sides, when we struggle, talking about our failures openly, talking about the times when we're not feeling good, so that we can normalize that it's okay to not be okay. And we all face struggles, because we only get to see just one side of the story, and that can really impact to us individually. So maybe that we can do individually. And as a community, as like maybe on the policy side, I feel like mental health is such an important aspect. We all have emotions, we all have to deal with struggles. So I just feel like this is so so basic that perhaps if we were taught in schools how to imagine regulate our emotions better, how to probably communicate better, how to manage our mental health better, I think we all will be so equipped and so much better in dealing with day-to-day adversaries that we come into. We'll be a lot more resilient as people. So I just hope that, going forward, this is something we can incorporate, maybe on the government level, school level, because I really see this as a very important aspect that we can all
Yes.
benefit from, if taught early.
एग्जैक्टली चार्वी, आपने एक बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट बोला भी कि हमें अपनी लाइफ के दोनों साइड दिखाने चाहिए, सिर्फ सोशल मीडिया पर नहीं दिखाना है, हमें अपने बच्चे को दिखाना है। एक्चुअल में हम खाली उसको एक हैप्पी मोमेंट्स और एक अच्छे वाले मोमेंट्स दिखाते हैं, लेकिन एक दूसरा साइड भी दिखाना चाहिए ताकि बच्चे को ऐसा लगे कि ये चीज़ भी नॉर्मल है लाइफ में और ये भी लाइफ में हो सकती है। सो इस तरह से इस चीज़ का जो स्टेप है वो पेरेंट्स को, एल्डर्स है, उनको लेना चाहिए। चार्वी, बच्चों की बात चल रही है तो मैं बच्चों से रिलेटेड एक और चीज़ पूछना चाहूँगी आपसे। आजकल के टाइम में बच्चों का सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर काफी हाई हो गया है, बट पेशेंस लेवल बहुत लो हो गया है। पेशेंस बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। हैबिट्स, उनकी ईटिंग हैबिट्स आपको पता ही है कि डे टू डे धीरे धीरे वर्स हो जाती है अगर सही उनको डायरेक्शन ना मिले तो। लेकिन मेंटल हेल्थ भी उनकी काफी, आई थिंक उनका जो रेशियो है वो काफी नीचे आ गया है, उनका कर्व काफी नीचे आ गया है। हम अपनी तरफ से एज अ पेरेंट मान लीजिए या फिर सोसाइटी में हम कैसे क्या कोशिश कर सकते हैं, उनको इस तरह कैसे उनको ट्रीट करें या कैसे उनके साथ बिहेव करना चाहिए हमें कि बड़े होकर के वो एक मेंटली स्ट्रॉन्ग इंडिविजुअल बन सके।
Yes, thank you, Shalini. I think this is such an important question because I truly believe that our initial growing up years has such a big impact on who we become as individuals, as an adult going forward. So abhi bhi jab mere clients aate hain as an adult, so many of their current problems actually go back to their childhood, in how they were treated.
Yes.
Or what kind of conditioning they got about a certain thing. Because so many of our thinking level, our patterns, the way we look at ourselves, hamari self-esteem is just based upon our initial childhood experiences, like so much of it. So which is why जिस तरह से parents बात करते हैं हमारे साथ, या जब हम कोई जिस तरह से वो हैंडल किया जाता है, that becomes like our habitual way of dealing with it. For example, अगर मुझे कुछ डिस्ट्रेस, लेट्स से कल अगर मेरा कोई स्टेज परफॉर्मेंस है एंड मुझे बहुत ही एंजाइटी हो रही है, आई कम टू माई parent and say ki I'm feeling really scared, I don't want to go for my stage performance tomorrow. And of course the parents has a good intention, they don't want you to not do your performance, so they
Yes.
completely dismiss it ki ye sab dar ye sab kuch nahi hota, you have to go tomorrow, you will do great, but aapko jana hi padega, what you're feeling is just it's just in your head, big deal, go for it. तो उससे हमें ये हमें महसूस हुआ कि अच्छा जो हम फील कर रहे हैं वो फील नहीं करना चाहिए. सो ऑलरेडी वी आर क्वेश्चनिंग आवरसेल्व्स, वी आर हैविंग सेल्फ डाउट्स नाउ कि ओके, बट इफ आई एम फीलिंग इट देन मे बी आई एम नॉट गुड इनफ, maybe I am somewhere lacking कि मुझे डर लग रहा है, मुझे डर नहीं लगना चाहिए. But maybe a better approach could have been to acknowledge that yeah, fear is a very very normal reaction to going up on stage, that ये मुझे भी ऐसा होता था जब मैं स्टेज पे जाती थी. डर लगना is not the problem, but despite feeling fearful, if you still go up on stage, that is what courage is about. Courage is not about being fearless, it is about doing that thing even though you are scared, even if you are like really really nervous, but you still do that. That is something to be proud of.
Very nice. Yes.
Yeah, so what you did that was you acknowledged that ki dar lagna is okay, it's completely normal, but your actions can still be, you can still make better choices despite your emotions. So I think as parents we can maybe we can learn to listen to them, acknowledge their emotions rather than dismissing them, and that can help them to learn to do that for themselves as an adult. कि बाद में जाके अगर मुझे if I'm sad or if I'm angry, we can have a tendency to dismiss that कि अरे I shouldn't be, but then we can learn to stop this, trusting our own opinions and our own self going forward. But if our emotions were, I think if our parents were able to provide that space for that, I think we learn to do that too for ourselves, and we become much more confident human being, someone who can regulate emotions better.
या शालवी, आपने बहुत ब्यूटीफुल तरीके से इस चीज को बताया है कि बच्चों में किस तरह से हम इनकलकेट करें इस चीज को कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो वो अपने आप को एक्सेप्ट करे, वो सारे इमोशंस को एक्सेप्ट करे, तब जाके उनको वो चीज बहुत नॉर्मल लगती है और बहुत जल्दी ओवरकम आई थिंक वो कर सकते हैं उस चीज से. डॉक्टर प्रसाद, बच्चों की बात चल रही है तो इनसे रिलेटेड एक चीज मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी कि बच्चों में हम ओरल हेल्थ की हैबिट्स कैसे डेवलप करें, क्योंकि बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है छोटे बच्चों को कि ट्वाइस अ डे उनको ब्रश कराना, ओरल चीजें कई सारी होती है, तो कैसे डेवलप करनी चाहिए कि मतलब हंसते हंसते वो चीज को एक्सेप्ट भी कर ले और फॉलो भी करे.
जी, जैसे आपने बताया बच्चों को क्या करना चाहिए, दिन में 2 बार ब्रश करना चाहिए, शुगरी एंड स्टिकी फूड अवॉइड करना चाहिए, एंड दे शुड rinse their mouth every time they eat something, especially this
हाँ
chocolates and candies. बच्चों को हेल्दी फूड खाना चाहिए, फाइबर्स फ्रूट्स खाने चाहिए, एंड किड्स आल्सो नीड प्रोफेशनल गाइडेंस, डेंटिस्ट के पास जाना चाहिए. नाउ इंटरेस्टिंगली दीज आर द सेम थिंग्स एन एडल्ट आल्सो नीड्स, राइट?
यस
ऐसा अलग नहीं है कि बच्चों को अलग केयर है और एडल्ट्स के लिए अलग केयर है. नाउ टू कम टू द आंसर, if the adult can follow this, the kids will follow, right? Kids tend to do what the parents do, right? अगर बाप नहीं करेगा दिन में ब्रश 2 बार,
जी
तो the chances are less that the kid will do,
एग्जैक्टली
right?
ऐसा होता है
Right.
जी.
Without the parents following these things, you can't expect the kids to do. So the first step will be to inculcate these things in the family in the first place. Then of course the kids will learn. I think
मैं
I
तो मैं
gave the answer.
ये मैं कह रही थी कि आप बिल्कुल सही कह रही हैं कि अगर बड़े नहीं करेंगे तो बच्चे भी नहीं करेंगे. एक्चुअली में होता भी ऐसे ही, जैसे मैं हमारे घर की बात करूँ तो जिस दिन मैं अगर रात को ब्रश नहीं करती हूँ तो मेरा बेटा भी ब्रश नहीं करता है, वो भी सीधा सो जाता है.
Exactly.
और जिस दिन मुझे करना होता है उस दिन ऑटोमेटिक मुझे याद आता है, या फिर उसको मैं होता है ना जबरदस्ती करवाती कि नहीं आज ब्रश करना ही है. तो वो चीज़ है कि अगर हम बड़े उस चीज़ को फॉलो करते हैं अच्छे से, और बच्चे हम बड़ों को देख करके ही वो चीज़ सीखते हैं. तो अगर आप बच्चों, फ्रेंड्स मैं आपसे कहना चाहूँगी, अगर आप बच्चों में ओरल हेल्थ की हैबिट्स को डेवलप करना चाहते हैं तो सबसे पहले आप खुद उस चीज़ को बच्चों के सामने एज एग्जाम्पल आप उन्हें बताइए कि इस तरह से चीज़ करनी होती है, उसके क्या फ़ायदे हैं. तो बच्चे बहुत जल्दी आपकी बात मान लेंगे, बहुत प्यार से बात मान लेंगे, आई थिंक. सो सिमरन, ओवर टू यू. जैसे कि आप यहाँ इंडिया में तो अब समर आ गया है, हीट सीजन आ चुका है. सो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी कि इस हीट सीजन से लड़ने के लिए कैसी रेसिपीज होनी चाहिए, हेल्दी रेसिपीज, जूस, स्मूदीज, आप कुछ बताना चाहेंगे, कुछ रेकमेंड करना चाहेंगे?
I think the first point that we discussed in this panel was eating closer to the nature. Similarly, the best thing that you can do is eat closer to the nature, especially eat mangoes. I think king of fruits किसी रीजन की वजह से कहा जाता है इसे.
जी
डायबिटीज में आप खा सकते हो, सबसे बड़ा मिथ है कि मैंगो नहीं खाना, मैंगो छोड़ दो. आई थिंक इट्स द बेस्ट फ्रूट दैट वन कैन हैव.
अच्छा.
In diabetes, the main thing that people should avoid is the glycemic index. हमारी body में blood sugar levels कितनी जल्दी से rise करते हैं, right? So in mangoes, with any fruit, just add a portion of like good nuts, good fats. So you can add nuts with it, or make it with almond milk, or oats milk, or something that gives you a very healthy start to the day. Also, best thing to eat this in summers is like lauki, tinda, ये सब best vegetables, the very high water content. If you
Lots of
want to
water.
lose weight, summer is the best time because सबसे light vegetables. And if you see season के हिसाब से सब्जी आती है, right? In summers में अगर आपको वही साग या पालक खाने को बोल दे, your body won't respond well. Similarly, you get very
Exactly.
subsies which are very very lighter on the stomach. So I think listen to nature, just see what's around, what you're easily getting at your local vegetable vendor. You don't have to go and eat avocados or to stay healthy. Normal local vendors say purchase karo. I think that's something that I stick to. In India, I never used to like eat, go and buy avocado or something because they were not made in India. But in US, they're very locally available and grown. So here you must have that. So whatever is locally grown and easily available, you must do that. And I think ऐसा कुछ summers, winters का concept नहीं है. जो भी आसपास local vendors के पास है वो junk food से एकदम दूर रहो जितना रह सकते हो. And one
Right,
tip
right.
मैं जो follow करती हूँ, summers or winters or whatever, you won't even find a packet of biscuit at my place. There's nothing. You open it,
अच्छा.
there's nothing at my place. Fruits, vegetables, my fridge is full with everything. कोई आ जाता है, I go and buy it. But at my place, I don't even serve unhealthy food. I think if it starts at home, and similarly when you said for children, if they see what's there at home, हम कहेंगे बच्चा तो यही खाता है. But you introduced your kid with the same thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Even if his friends are or her friends are introducing the child in the school, you can probably come back and tell, okay, you can have it once a week. Okay, other days you have to eat healthy. And if you do that, if they see me going out for a workout, if I take them for a workout from a very young age, or feed them apple or feed them any fruit when they're hungry instead of giving them a packet of chips, I think that's been the habits come up. So
Right.
all these things around every uh, season, you need to introduce your kids to that kind of food that the kid enjoys. So I
True.
think
So basically
all these things,
सीजनल फ्रूट्स, सीजनल वेजिटेबल्स इनका ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आप यूज़
definitely,
करो, बस दैट इज़ इनफ आई थिंक।
definitely, definitely, yes.
सो चार्वी, सिमरन, डॉक्टर प्रसाद, हमारे पास कुछ मिथ्स हैं आपकी फील्ड से रिलेटेड। आप तीनों ही हेल्थ से जुड़े हुए हैं लेकिन अलग अलग फील्ड से रिलेटेड हैं, तो कुछ मिथ्स हमारे पास हैं। बहुत ही मिसकंसेप्शंस होता है लोगों में कि ये सही है कि गलत है, कंफ्यूजन होता है। सो मैं आपसे एक एक करके पूछना चाहूंगी, आप प्लीज क्लैरिफाई कीजिएगा हमारी ऑडियंस को, मुझे, ताकि भविष्य में, फ्यूचर में हम इस चीज का ध्यान रखें। सो डॉक्टर प्रसाद, पहले मैं आपसे पूछती हूँ डेंटल से रिलेटेड। सो सबसे मोस्ट जो कॉमन मिथ है हमारा इससे रिलेटेड, दैट इज ब्रशिंग हार्डर क्लीन्स बेटर, इज इट?
No. Brushing harder is not really good. It's very good that you asked this question because see, whenever you go to buy a brush, okay, you will get them in 3-4 varieties like hard, medium, soft, and sometimes you get ultra soft and extra soft and all, right? So you should always go for soft. Okay, it's a myth. As you rightly said, you don't need to brush your teeth hard. You should brush the right way and with a softer bristled brush. Because if you use a hard brush and if you brush with a lot of force, your teeth will wear off. Yes, it's a myth, and it should be taken care. And it's also important that you brush in the right way. And it's difficult to tell here how to brush, but yeah, you should know how to brush in the right way. Your dentist would help you.
All right. So next myth is chewing gum works like brushing.
Not exactly like brushing, but yeah, some chewing gums without sugar can help because it stimulates the flow of saliva. Okay, so that helps you keep your teeth cleaner, but it's not that you have to chew gums. There are a lot of other ways.
सारी chewing gum शुरू कर दे और सोचे कि हमारे teeth ठीक हो रहे हैं.
Correct. Yeah, chewing gums. Yeah. Correct.
एक और
I'm
है.
sure.
हाँ जी प्लीज.
या सिमरन जी बोलेंगे कि नहीं खाना. Yeah, chewing gums can help sometimes, but there are other ways to maintain your.
No, I mean, I would like to add that people who have sugar cravings, right? Sometimes they go for eating a chewing gum also, and I feel that sometimes that's fine because you're actually saving yourself from a lot of eating other calories. So sometimes people do chew chewing gum, and that's fine once in a while. That's not an issue. But yes, it creates a lot of gas in the stomach because you're chewing again. There's a lot of air going in your body. I think that's what's happened. But if you do it once in a while, because sometimes when you're on the go and you want to eat something, or probably when long travel journeys, I feel that's when a chewing gum really helps because you're not consuming a lot of food. You're just your mouth.
And so you're on the topic of chewing gum. I can't help but add here that chewing gum actually helps with anxiety and stress also.
Yeah.
So because it like usually when we are anxious or we are stressed, our survival instinct sort of takes over. But when we are chewing gum, we are almost like tricking our brain into telling ourselves that we are safe, because when we will not be eating when there is a danger around us, right?
Yeah.
So just chewing that gum, it just gives that signal to the brain that all is well, and automatically our body calms down. Just thought I should.
तभी आई थिंक लोग कूल दिखने के लिए च्युइंग गम बार दिखता है, वो चीज जो लोग कूल है वो च्युइंग गम खाते हुए दिखते हैं हमको. जी प्रसाद जी, क्या कह रहे हैं आप?
Yeah. And having said all that, chewing gum can never be a substitute for brushing. So yeah, coming back to the myth.
जी, so हमारा नेक्स्ट मिथ है डॉक्टर प्रसाद आपसे, व्हाइट टीथ आर हेल्दी टीथ.
Not necessarily. Teeth come in all shades. Just because somebody has darker teeth doesn't mean that he's unhealthy. Yes, but certain habits like smoking and these things can cause darker teeth. So yes, there is no straightforward answer here. But just because somebody has darker teeth doesn't mean that it is unhealthy. It can vary, based on a lot of factors, because it can also go with your skin tone, and there's a lot of other things. Yeah.
All right. So हमारा नेक्स्ट और लास्ट मिथ है आपसे ये, you should not have any dental treatment done during pregnancy.
No. It's a myth. Okay, you can get your dental treatment done during pregnancy, and you have to take care of your teeth, especially
Acha.
the gums, during pregnancy. Yes,
So you
and
recommend?
I definitely recommend a dental visit
Okay.
during pregnancy, and the second trimester between that is fourth, fifth, and sixth month of pregnancy would be the right best time for a dental visit. And you can go for any sort of dental treatment, but of course you might require the consent from the gynecologist or physician. But yes, dental and to make it clear, there are a lot of studies which have been done which show that dental problems or infection in the gums can lead to low birth weight and problems in the baby, things like that. Yes,
Okay.
dental health, oral health during pregnancy is really, really important, which is a lot of times neglected, which should not be.
All right. Dr. Prasad, thank you so much. हमारे myths को दूर करने के लिए, clear करने के लिए काफी चीजें. So over to you, Charvi. आपसे मैं पूछना चाहूंगी, mental health को लेकर बहुत सारे myths होते हैं. तो सबसे पहला है, people with mental health problems are violent and unpredictable.
Yeah, firstly, mental health is a very broad umbrella, and mental illnesses also, there are so many different kinds of conditions and illnesses. So yeah, obviously we cannot generalize that. There are like some conditions that can make you probably more susceptible to probably having a more exaggerated reaction. So for example, people who have psychosis, they can have that exaggerated reaction, but not all people who have a mental health condition would be that. So I think that generalization needs to go away. Every individual, I think they react differently, just like I think every mental illness also, it manifests in people in different ways. So I think we need to be away from generalization.
Okay. Next is really important. There is no hope for people with mental health problems. Once a friend or any family member develops mental health problem, he or she will never recover.
Yeah, if that was true, then I think professions like mine wouldn't exist, right? But the idea is that mental health issues are very much treatable. I think therapy is very, very helpful when it comes to any of these. When we talk about anxiety, depression, we talk about these heavy terms, thinking that they are like a label to you and you can never come out of it. But I have dealt with so many people who've had these episodes of depression and anxiety, and they have been okay by working on it. Sometimes, when your condition is a little more severe, you might require help of medication as well. But more often than not, most of the illnesses are treatable, and there are some illnesses which probably are not treatable in the sense that you might not remove that label altogether, but then it's manageable. So treatment definitely helps you manage that illness better. So anytime if you feel like you're struggling with any of the mental health aspect, I think you should definitely not hesitate to seek help.
Yeah. And the last one is, only people without friends need therapists.
Yeah, I think there's this I think a lot of times we post on Instagram that like talking to this person is therapy, or like going on the beach is therapy, so that's what I think. From there, a lot of people sort of also get the idea that there could be a lot of different things that you can do which can be a substitute for therapy. But just like I think Dr. Ganesh pointed out, that just because chewing gum can help with cleaning doesn't mean it's a substitute for brushing. Similarly, it's good if you have a good support system. It can really help you in your tough times, and it can help you be more resilient than other people. But it doesn't mean that that's a substitute for therapy. And I think this is something I always say, that a friend is not your therapist, a therapist is not your friend, and other people's therapist is also not your therapist. So it's very important to remember that, because even for me as a therapist, a lot of people who are my friends, they will come to me and they will expect some solutions for their life. But I think I make it very clear that I'm your friend and I'm not your therapist. And that is also, you need to go to your therapist. So similarly, as a therapist, I also have a therapist for me. So I think
Exactly.
knowing these boundaries is also very, very important. A friend will always be a friend. A therapist would always be a therapist, because there comes the element of professionalism, neutrality, and I think, I don't know if many people know, but as therapists we never see people who we know from before. If there is a friend or family, I would never see them in a professional setting, because my
Hmm.
emotions towards them or my closeness towards them would
True,
come in
true.
the way of
Hmm.
therapy. So which is why that neutrality is very, very important, and that can only happen if you go to a professional.
या चार्वी, थैंक यू सो मच। आपने जो 2-3 पॉइंट्स आपने बताए हैं काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट हैं, जिनका हमें ध्यान रखना चाहिए। सो सिमरन, ओवर टू यू। आपसे मैं पूछना चाहूँगी कुछ मिथ्स। हेल्थ को लेकर के तो आई थिंक बहुत सारे मिथ्स होते हैं, न्यूट्रिशन है, क्या करना चाहिए, कितना खाएँ,
Yeah.
कैसे खाएँ? सो कुछ हमारे पास है बहुत कॉमन। फर्स्ट इज़ यू नीड अ स्पोर्ट्स ड्रिंक व्हेन यू वर्क आउट।
Not necessarily. My husband is a sportsman, and वो भी नहीं लेते इतनी sports drink. So people at the gym, at
ऑलराइट।
just working for like 1 or 2 hours, I want like BCAA or sports drink or protein shake after it. I think it's been like, I also started with started taking protein shakes post workout, but it's been like 4 years. I'm completely off it. I realized that you don't need so much synthetic stuff in your body. We are
एग्ज़ैक्टली।
not athletes working out for 4, 4, 5, 5 hours. Just 1 hour of workout doesn't require anything. So absolutely not. Stop wasting your money
मनी।
on sports drink. If you want to have
यस,
something, go have coconut water after your workout. The
दैट्स इट।
best. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
so this is myth.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a myth.
Next one
Definitely.
is you gain weight if you eat after 8 p.m.
Okay, so firstly you gain weight when you are in a caloric surplus. आप पूरे दिन में कितना ज़्यादा खाना खा रहे हो उस पे मैटर करता है। ये पहले I understand the concept of Ayurveda, not eating after 7 p.m. your digestion goes down and everything. But in earlier times the lifestyle was very different. Grandparents time उनका काम खत्म हो जाता था, शाम को घर आते थे, 7 बजे खाना खा
Exactly.
लिए, 10 बजे सो गए.
हाँ,
If you're sleeping around 1 a.m., you can't eat at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. You will feel hungry definitely. So what I feel is if you're eating 1.5 hours before bed, it's absolutely fine. Because if I
Okay.
go back to that concept of Ayurveda, no, I follow this, people will go mad because the lifestyles are such. Some people have a night shift because the people are so career driven. If you don't adjust the food to their lifestyle, it will be a problem. So I don't believe in that. No.
all right. Next one is more sweat means you have burned more calories.
To be honest, I don't sweat at all while working out also. Earlier I
Okay.
used to, there's not even a single sweat that comes if I don't work out that hard. I don't sweat. And that's the biggest myth. It's not about how much you sweat. The workout is good if you're sweating a lot. No, it's a myth. It doesn't really matter. Everyone has different sweat glands. People who are standing and under the sun are also sweating. Doesn't mean they are, losing weight. So sweat has no relation to
Okay.
losing.
Yeah. So, and the last one is your digestive system turns off when you go to sleep.
Not at all. It's working all the time.
Working, yeah.
It's all the time. I think the most hardest working organ system in the body is digestive system. And that's why we say कि उसे light खाना दो कि उसको इतना काम ना करना पड़े, नहीं तो वो पूरा time काम करता है and
और
तभी
क्या?
लोगों का digestion खराब हो जाता है because it's like a machine, right? वो कभी रुक ही नहीं रही है. So you have to give it lighter food so that उसको इतना काम ना करना पड़े. So, and especially the first digestion starts in your mouth, right? Chew your food better so that digestive system को इतना काम ना करना पड़े. So I think
Exactly. सिमरन, थैंक यू सो मच। आपने काफी सारे मिथ्स हमारे दूर किए। एंड डाइजेशन से रिलेटेड एक क्वेश्चन हमारे पास आया है, एक व्यूअर ने हमसे पूछा है। सो डॉक्टर प्रसाद, आपके लिए ये क्वेश्चन है। जसपाल कौर एक क्वेश्चन कर रही है। शी इज आस्किंग, डू डाइजेशन इशू ट्रिगर्स डेंटल प्रॉब्लम्स?
Do digestion issues trigger
डेंटल
dental
प्रॉब्लम्स?
problem? Yes. अगर किसी को एसिड रिगर्जिटेशन हो रहा है, बार बार वॉमिट कर रहा है या फिर रात में एसिड मुंह के अंदर भर रहा है, तो इट कैन कॉज अ कंडीशन कॉल्ड एज इरोजन. दांत मतलब घिस जाता है, या दैट कैन अकर. Yes. And also bad smell, foul smell. कई बार confusion रहता है कि that smell is coming from the mouth or whether it's originating from the gut, right? Yes, so those who have acid reflux are prone for dental issues. Yes, so
ओके, सो आई थिंक
there are
जसपाल जी आपको
there
अपने
is
क्वेश्चन
solution.
का आंसर या आपके क्वेश्चन का आंसर आपको मिल गया होगा कि ये प्रॉब्लम होती है इस वजह से।
The condition is called as erosion. Yeah.
ओके, सो चारवी, सिमरन, डॉक्टर प्रसाद, आपसे बात करके बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। और एक्चुअल में ये टॉपिक ऐसा है कि इस पर हम ऑन एंड ऑन बात कर सकते हैं, और 1 घंटा अगर मिल जाए तो हम और बात कर सकते हैं। हमारे पास क्वेश्चंस भी बहुत सारे आएँगे। लेकिन क्योंकि समय ऐसा है, समय समय के हिसाब से हमें चलना होगा, इस प्रोग्राम को हमें रैप अप करना होगा। सो मैं आपसे एक बार पूछना चाहूँगी, डॉक्टर चारवी, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगी कि आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा इस प्रोग्राम को लेकर? और साथ में कोई लास्ट मैसेज आप हमें देना चाहें, हमारे व्यूअर्स को, हमारी ऑडियंस को, प्लीज़?
Yes, no, I'm really enjoying the conversation. It is so insightful. I mean, hearing about even the dental things and the nutrition, I think that's an eye opening for me. And I'm also glad that I'm given this platform to share about mental health. This is something that I'm really I keep advocating for, and I think more and more people need to hear and be more aware. As last thoughts, I think I just want to say that you know we. I mean, this is today's World Health Day, and I think we have ignored our mental health for like generations now. So I think it's time that we started prioritizing mental health, especially because good mental health actually ripples into everything we do, we say, we act. So if we have good mental health, it can really change the way we perceive our own selves. Our self-esteem, our confidence can really change if we are feeling good. It can help us to deal with life stressors better, which we go through all the time in today's days. And time is also very challenging. In this generation is very challenging. So I think to cope with the gamuts of things that we have to do, we really need to ensure that our mental health is taken care of. Even relationships, I think if our mental health is better, only then we can show the support, or be there emotionally and connect with other people better. Otherwise we will shut down and we will try to isolate ourselves. So I think so many different aspects, even our productivity and focus, can get better if we are taking care of mental health. So I think more and more of us, we need to prioritize and I think intentionally work on our mental health rather than leaving it on a very auto mode.
या चारवी, आपने बहुत सही बताया कि प्रायोरिटाइज करना ज़रूरी है अपनी हेल्थ को। अगर हम वो चीज़ करते हैं, उस तरफ अगर जाते हैं, तो ज़रूर हम ये जो हम डे सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, इस तरह के डेज़ की महत्ता, इसका पर्पस यही है कि हम इस तरह का मैसेज लोगों को दे सकें। चारवी, अगर हम आपसे कॉन्टैक्ट करना चाहते हैं या आपसे कोई एडवाइस लेना चाहते हैं, तो कोई कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स आप हमारे साथ शेयर करना चाहेंगी?
Yes, absolutely. You can follow me on Instagram. The handle is therapy.india. We keep posting things on mental health. Also, there's an email ID if you wish to contact me directly, then info@overacupoftea.in.
ऑलराइट, सो फ्रेंड्स, अगर आप चारवी से बात करना चाहते हैं, इनकी एडवाइस लेना चाहते हैं और इनकी सर्विसेज लेना चाहते हैं, तो इनकी कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स हमने आपके साथ चैट बॉक्स में शेयर की है। आप वहाँ से नोट करके और इनसे संपर्क कर सकते हैं। सिमरन, आपसे मैं जानना चाहूँगी कि आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा इस प्रोग्राम को लेकर, और साथ-साथ में कोई लास्ट मैसेज आप हमारे ऑडियंस को देना चाहें तो प्लीज़?
I think it is always a great experience to talk about health. I think मैं वेट करती हूँ कब ऐसी चीज़ आए, because
वाओ!
इसके बारे में बात करने में obviously बहुत मज़ा आता है, because you get to know so many perspectives of different panelists. I think that's one of the best things that happened in this, and you actually get to know about a lot of people, what they are doing in different fields in terms of health. So I think that really helps you grow as well. And the last message would be like, I feel आजकल बहुत ज़्यादा लोग सेल्फ पिटी ज़ोन में चले जाते हैं कि हमसे ये नहीं हो रहा है, हमसे वो नहीं हो रहा है, मैं कोशिश करती हूँ, ये नहीं करते। आई फील आप इनफ कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हो that you do something, because I feel nothing is at one point where I support things, okay, you take your time. I also, at one point, there's a part of me which says the steering wheel of your life is in your hands now. So stop blaming your parents, stop blaming your peers
Exactly.
or your partner. You can take care of yourself. I think मैं उसी चीज़ को लेकर चलती हूँ, दैट मैं ब्लेम नहीं करती लोगों को कि आपकी वजह से मैं अपनी हेल्थ पे ध्यान नहीं दे पाई, आपकी वजह से नहीं किया, हो गया, दैट इज डन, what am I doing right now in the present. So I think that's the message I would give in terms of everything in life, not just nutrition, that your steering wheel of your life is in your hands. Go drive your life the way you want. Now you choose it's a bad way or a good way, but you can do it. So
या सिमरन, एनी कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स अगर हम आपसे संपर्क करना चाहें,
yeah,
बात
so
करना चाहें?
Instagram ID it's but like an apricot, and to contact me on email it's info@butlikeanapricot.com.
ऑलराइट, सो फ्रेंड्स अगर आप सिमरन से कांटेक्ट करना चाहते हैं, इनसे संपर्क करना चाहते हैं, तो इनकी मेल आईडी इन्होंने अपनी कांटेक्ट डिटेल्स आपके साथ शेयर की है, आप उसे नोट कीजिए और इनसे आप किसी भी तरह की एडवाइस दे सकते हैं न्यूट्रिशन से रिलेटेड। सो डॉक्टर प्रसाद, हाउ इज योर फीलिंग एंड आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा हमारे साथ इस प्रोग्राम में, साथ साथ में एनी लास्ट मैसेज?
Yeah, it was a great experience, and Shalini, I want to congratulate you and your team for making
you
this
so much.
initiative, because it's very important for the society. And yeah, I had a great experience, and I learned so many things from Charvi ji and Simran ji. It was nice listening to both of them. And as a dentist, yeah, there are 2-3 messages. First of all, I want to make clear that there is a direct correlation between your oral and dental health and with your overall well-being, right? Not just health, overall well-being. So do not neglect your dental health and oral health, and don't depend on Google. See your dentist.
Yeah.
Make a dentist
Most
your
important.
partner in your journey. You need a dentist, and I am seeing people who are there in the 30s, 40s, and 50s who have never seen a dentist in their life. Okay, so that should change. We all need expert advisors, and it's important.
Okay, and any contact details आप शेयर करना चाहें हमारे साथ?
Yeah, Instagram would be the best place. Dentist.t32. That's my Instagram handle.
ऑलराइट, सो फ्रेंड्स अगर आप अपनी ओरल हेल्थ के बारे में किसी भी तरह की जानकारी लेना चाहते हैं, एडवाइस लेना चाहते हैं, तो डॉक्टर प्रसाद अवेलेबल है इंस्टाग्राम पर, आप उनसे बात कर सकते हैं और उनसे जुड़ सकते हैं। सो फ्रेंड्स, आप तीनों से बात करके बहुत अच्छा लगा और आपने टाइम निकाला हमारे लिए और साथ साथ में अपनी नॉलेज, अपनी विजडम हमारे साथ शेयर की, एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किया, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
सो फ्रेंड्स, अगर हम सभी अपनी हेल्थ को अच्छा रखना चाहते हैं तो अपनी हेल्थ के लिए हमें स्ट्रिक्ट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। आपने सुना कि तीनों एक्सपर्ट्स ने कितने सिंपल वे में और कितने इंटरेस्टिंग तरीके से, इतनी गहराई के साथ एक एक बात को उन्होंने बताया है जो बहुत ज़रूरी हमारे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है। अगर आप हेल्दी फूड लेते हैं, अगर आप प्योर वाटर लेते हैं, हाइजीन का ध्यान रखते हैं, इन बेसिक चीज़ों का अगर आप ध्यान रखते हैं, तो आप न सिर्फ खुद को छोटी मोटी बीमारियों से बचा सकते हैं, बल्कि इसके साथ साथ में जो आपके साथ रहते हैं, आपके आसपास रहते हैं, आपकी फैमिली मेंबर्स हैं, आप उन्हें भी सिक्योर कर सकते हैं, उन्हें भी सेफ रख सकते हैं। सो इसी मैसेज के साथ अब हम आपसे विदा लेते हैं। इस प्रोग्राम में हमसे जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। हमारी ऑडियंस को मैं थैंक यू बोलना चाहती हूँ कि आप हमसे जुड़े, अपने क्वेश्चंस किए, अपने कमेंट्स किए, उसके लिए आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। मिलते हैं दोबारा आपसे इसी तरह के एक और इंटरेस्टिंग डे के लिए, इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक पर। टिल देन टेक केयर एंड गुड बाय। थैंक यू सो मच।